Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode, I finally answered a question that gets asked like 20 times over the course of a couple of months. So I'm finally dedicating a video to the answer, and that is, what is my current EDC? Before we go any further, I do like to state that I cannot conceal carry in my state. So there is not going to be a firearm in my EDC. I'm sorry, folks, but when things change, I will be more than happy to show you that up front is my main thing in my EDC. So let's get started. Cell phone. Most of us carry cell phones. This is the Motorola 4G. And I have some notes here up on my screen, so let me pop these up here real quick. I know a lot of folks like to look at my mouse for some reason too. This is not my EDC, by the way. So anyway, this is a 4G. It has a dual-core processor. It was one of the first dual cores to come out, and I've had this for, it's coming up on a year. And let me tell you, this thing has been rock solid. It started out with the Android 2.2, got upgraded to 2.3, and sometime early this fall it should get Ice Cream Sandwich. Has one of the best 4-inch screens on the market, maybe only topped by the iPhone, but other than that, it's probably the best one out there. Really good, and I'm very happy with it. I have a rubber condom on this thing. You have a camera. It's only a 5 megapixel, and it has a really bright 2 LED light, and it also has a lower resolution forward-facing camera. It has biometric fingerprint reader to unlock if you choose to do so, and it has the soft keys. I hate those clicky keys on the bottom. I prefer the soft capacitive type keys on the bottom. So this also has Gorilla Glass, which is really good. You could scratch this thing, even though I'm not going to on purpose, and it will not scratch. You know, you could like just try to scratch it with something metal and it will do pretty good. So I'm very happy with this, and as you can tell, I have AT&T, which is probably the worst carrier out there. To go with my cell phone, I have this Bluetooth earpiece. This is made by Blue Ant. It's a T1. It's one of the top earpieces that are out there, in my opinion. The reason why I really like this is because it has good noise reduction, wind and echo cancellations built in, and this also has something called A2DP. What that does is, if you have a cell phone that, you know, like this, a smartphone that has media where you can play music, or you can, if you have like a program you use for walking and it talks to you about your distance and things like that, this will work with that. You'll be able to hear those things out of here, where the cheaper ones you would just hear your cell phone call. This also has a this is also ruggedized, and you can put this like rubber condom thing that comes with it on there to really toughen it up. So this is made pretty strong. This runs about 50 bucks. You might find it cheaper. Comes with a sort of different earpieces, and you could take the ear thing off if it stays in your ear without it, if you'd like. Left or right, no problem. On-off switch right there. Really good. There is a little light indicator underneath this mesh here in the middle. Hard to see. Next is the ever-important pill vob. If you're like getting up there in age, you're probably going to end up having to take some sort of pills, or if you're young, you might want to take vitamins, or you might have a medical condition. A medical condition. It's a good idea to carry a couple days worth of pills that you usually take. I recommend at least 3 in a container that has a rubber gasket right there, so it's waterproof, and I prefer something that's a metal, a steel, or an aluminum type, you know, just something strong like this one. This is a standard one. You could find several pharmacies sell this type of VOB, V-O-B, container. I got one on the screen up here by Rite Aid, and they're selling these things for about $4.25. Not very expensive at all. Okay, actually this is not all my keys. I have another set of keys with my car keys, house keys, and everything, but this is the other set of keys that I sort of carry along. I have like 2 things of keys. And this one I usually keep on my purse, and my other one might stay in my jacket or something separate. But I don't see the use of just showing you another ring of just keys in this video, because this is the one that's a little more interesting. First thing is a little keyring type of flashlight. Now, I used to carry this little Inova flashlight. Now I switched over to this Energizer one, and I think I'm happier with this one because it's seems to be stronger. And I'll show you what the packaging looks like. I did pick up a second one. I love these things so much. It's a Energizer. They run about $5 or $6. 12 lumens, and they use 2 of those CR 2016 lithium batteries. You get about a 2-hour run time. Oh, I'm sorry, 13 lumens right there. And it'll automatically shut off after 30 minutes. And it has a lightweight zinc alloy case. Really good. You could usually find these in Target, maybe Walmart, and other places where they sell these little flashlights. I highly recommend this one. By the way, press it once bright, medium, blinky, and off. Really nice, like a little rubberized area here. And I've changed the battery on this once before. It has like 4 screws right there. Undo those, and then you could pop out those 2 2016 batteries and put a new one. Really bright. I mean, really good flashlight. I use this a lot at work. I use this flashlight more than any other flashlight, believe it or not. I really highly recommend this. I should have done a whole separate video just on this. So you guys are getting a bonus. You're getting a video in a video. Highly recommend it. The other thing I have in here is something I didn't recommend in a video a while back, but I keep it on here anyway. And that's this little Swiss key thing. I've actually used a screwdriver on this thing once or twice. And really that's all I've ever used it on. But if you ever need to open up a bottle or anything like that. Also, if you open this up, for us folks that wear glasses, you have the little eyeglass flathead right there. If your glasses are getting loose, one of the screws in there, so it's good to have. So there you go, and this is the little connector that will connect to my other set of keys. My primary watch, here it is. It is a iPod Nano 6th generation inside a Lunatic case. See, it really is an iPod Nano. I should have cleaned it before I run it here, and you can see I have it where it automatically comes up to a clock face. I did a video on this thing a couple of weeks back, so if you want to check it out. I love this thing. Now, I don't always wear this. Sometimes, usually on the weekend, I'll wear one of my G-Shocks. This particular G-Shock is a... Fred didn't have the notes. A GW 1500A. Really nice. I'm showing it to you upside down. This thing is solar powered, and it also gets automatically set by the atomic clock. Really nice. Never had to change the battery with this thing. I've had it a couple of years. I've had G-Shocks before this that never died. 10 years later, they still keep on going. This was a gift that I treasure from my wife. Thank you. And it's been rock solid. I really like it. If there's any, off-the-shelf normal watch that I would recommend over anything else, it would be one of these Casio G-Shocks. They take a beating, trust me. Now, to make up for deficiencies in self-defense, one of the things that I carry to offset that is these little little canister of Mace of some sort. This is the one I usually carry. It also has it's like a 10% pepper spray. It's nothing to write home about, but it does have UV dye in there also. For those of you who don't know what UV dye does, is that when someone attacks you, you spray them with this and they go running, hopefully, best case scenario. And then you could use a ultraviolet light, which will make the ultraviolet dye show up. So when the police are looking for them, they should, you know, it's sort of just, you're marking them, basically, with this. So really good. One of the things you should do is, like this one came with a date of expiration, but it was just like a little label on here that was sort of getting torn up and everything, so I wrote the date that it expires with a silver Sharpie on the bottom, so you know when to replace it. By the way, if you use these things, if you're not too familiar with them, without getting into too many specifics, is never spray into a wind, especially if it's blowing like 30 miles an hour, because it's going to blow it right back in your face if you can help it. Really important to know. So if you're just playing with this thing and you spray it, make sure you're spraying it downwind, or you're going to get hit with this. By the way, Cutlery Lover sprayed some infernal spray in his mouth, I think last week. Cool video. You want to get a good laugh and also just sort of get a video that demonstrates the effects of some of these products. Go ahead, check Cutlery Lover's channel out and go back about a week or two and you could have some fun watching that video. So this is my less than deadly force self-defense. And then for deadly force, a knife. Yes, a knife is deadly force if used in that fashion. So anyway, I did a video on this last week, I think. Yeah, last week. This is my EDC and self-defense knife, which I really like. I've had this now for 2 weeks and I just love it more and more. This is the Cold Steel Recon 1 2nd generation. If you want to see a detailed video on that, go back about a week from this video and you will see it. I really love this knife. I'll probably be carrying it for quite a while. Just real short, runs about $55, $55 to $65. And go check out the review. So there you have it. There's my EDC. Not very exciting at all. But, you know, maybe one of these things is something that you should have at your EDC that you didn't think about. So maybe it'll help somebody out. If it helps one person, then this video is worth doing. So, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really appreciate every friend, viewer, and subscriber. I really appreciate it. I can't say it enough. That's why I say it after each and every video. Have a good one.